I think the first thing is, the most important challenge facing populists in Europe today is figuring out what we're for. We can all argue what it is that annoys us, what compels us to set up various institutions opposing it. We can identify things like wokeness, high immigration, a changing economic model that has left many of the working classes behind, housing issues. And we can get angry about those things, but what are we going to actually put together as a positive proposal and a positive governing structure to fight that? I think back, we've had a conversation here today about the benefits of populism versus conservatism, and I think there are real lessons to be learned. Particularly, somebody mentioned Margaret Thatcher earlier on today, but she went into that fight with the unions in the 1980s, having prepared solidly for 3 years in advance, having stockpiled coal, having identified the fight that she wanted to have, having identified the institution whose power she wanted to break, and having a clear plan to do so. I'm not sure that is true, unfortunately, for the populist movement in Europe just yet. We have many opponents. You look at the institutional universities, you look at the material being churned out by state-funded NGOs. You look at the direction of what the Americans now call woke capital, where all that money is flowing into various causes. There are institutions whose power we have to take on and break, and as of yet, I'm not sure there's a coherent plan to do that. So that's what I was trying to focus on in my speech today, that there's also a risk, I think, that as we respond to setbacks, which there will inevitably be along the way, that our reaction becomes to retreat more into the world of hopelessness, despair, and conspiratorial thinking, rather than trying to respond to those setbacks by learning from them and putting forward a positive message of change.